Hello, everybody. It says that we're live now, and I decided to do this little presentation that I'm going to do today. I'm going to do this live so you can say, so you know how to program. I didn't go and cut and paste a bunch of information or try to exaggerate stuff. But I wanted to share something here today. It's funny, I was going through the news earlier, and I just looked and I saw a front page article and I found some other stuff and I thought it's Friday today. Is this just go crazy with everything day in the news over here in Germany, but also in the United States? For all of our listeners out there, look at that Hamburg Incidents. I got to show this here too. The numbers just keep popping up all the time because they want to convince us that it's a disaster. And what we had there is Hamburg was at a level 60 something here too, and they have this incidence level over here in Germany, and they told us that if our incidence level went below 50, we wouldn't have to do certain things. Well, then it started getting down to 50, and then what they did was they moved it down to 35, and anyway, so they play a lot of games, is what they do, people. And so what happens is I'm going to share this here too. I want to share this for number one, for a lot of our German listeners that are out there. And yes, we're going to do it in Ringlish. So you get to use all that English there. And I'll remember that, but I wanted to see this. But the first thing I wanted to show out today and share on this is, number one, this was the front page article and I knew it. And I was putting notes together and I looked around. I couldn't believe this. And for the people out there that can read German, keep reading this scrolling bar right up here. There it is. Read this scrolling bar up here if you can, because I'm going to touch on some of those news things. We're going to look at some stuff, and we're going to take an interesting look at Germany and at Europe. A whole lot of interesting things, little points are going to come up in this special report today. But hey, if you need something for a Friday night, need something to do while you're in quarantine during the weekend, you might want to check into this. I want to encourage people here too, that when you watch this video, share it with people like outside your circle, or share this please with other Germans and whatnot, because what they're doing is they're flooding us again with all these numbers and all this panic. One point of this today is to take a lot of fear and panic away. Now, they may not like that, but we're going to take away a lot of fear, a lot of panic today, and we're going to look at some numbers, and I'll explain that. But I want to show something here too, and this is what they're selling to, and this is their pride that's behind this. Here's their pride and their lust behind this. What they're advertising right here, what they're showing here on the first paper here, is they're saying, we had, they like to use the word jab, in German they use the word Pizza, right? 1.35 million Pizza on einem Tag, which means they did 1.35 million shots on one day. And we're going to show how that looks. But it says, look at, we're immunizing people in record tempo. And then down here, what I really wanted to point out, where I just kind of had my first little flip out earlier, was, and now, und jetzt winkt sogar der Weltmeistertitel. Yeah, which means, oh yes, and you know what? We can be the big winner. We'll be the world champions with shots if we just keep doing this. And I'm like, people, give me a break. Okay, so anyway, but I wanted to share that, and I took a picture of that this morning, and I sent it to some people in my group, and there were just more and more and more coming up, and I didn't want to be that guy who shot out like 30 pictures and 30 videos and 30 posts. But I'm going to, and what, praise the Lord, I can make my own video that I'll pass around to everybody. So anyway, hey, people, I am shooting this live. Welcome to all the people that are here right now. Welcome in, people. This is going to be really interesting here too. So anyway, I want to show this, but I am going to share some interesting that we're going to be, the Germans will say, es wird sehr vielfältig heute. It's going to be a lot of different stuff we're going to look at. And I'm going to make this video because then I can pass this video around to certain of our most interesting people, and so can you. So let's go to the first one here. Let me find out where my cursor is. There we go. If you see the rolling screen here, Hamburg is down to 63.1. Now, for those of you that remember, man, they blasted that number up to 129, and they really blasted that. They shoot that number up high, then they go, oh, we got to go on lockdown. And we have where you can't be driving around or basically out after 9 o'clock at night right now, 9 at night, I think till 5 in the morning. Well, that's been lifted for everybody that's listening here today on May 14th. We're gonna go to this article here too, where there's the person responsible for the kids says young children. Oh, they went by. We're gonna go visit that. Okay. So anyway, but now what they're also showing here, and I would just want to show this, and like I said, we're going to show their numbers and we're showing their news today. Okay. And so that's what we're doing today. This is for news. This is for reporting. You could call it that way for a critic. Here, what they're talking about here is finally they're waking up and they said, you know what? They're showing how much school the kids are missing here in Germany because of the Corona stuff and where they've shut down the schools and everything. Very hot topic in America too. So anyway, but they're talking, finally it's getting there into the news. And they're like, we're missing this much school stuff for the Corona thing. Yeah, they are all over the country. I would encourage people, if you get a chance, where you can go back and watch last night's, that's the 13th of May, program with Tucker Carlson. They go over the parents, and it really blessed my heart because you see all the parents and the parents of children standing up for the garbage that they're putting in the school. And there's even less school out there, and these people are making a mad rush. And I'm going to warn you, they have parents reading the recommended reading that their children are supposed to read. And this is stuff you don't even want your kids watching on the internet. So, but let's go on. I want to go into this here too. Now, let's go down a little bit because let's go what they're trying to tell us. Okay, folks. It says, now, very interesting article just came up here, boy, about 30 minutes ago. Let me click on this. Bavaria is changing the Corona rules for old folks' homes. Okay, but let's go here. And then they list all these down here. And I want to go up a little bit. Now, Italian is loosening their conditions for coming back into the country. That's really interesting because a lot of people, and they're doing this basically for vacation stuff. Now, here you go. Let's go up. I want to find some articles. We're going to go back to her really quickly. Here you go. Here you go. Now, first, we're going to look at her. And this is the minister, the government minister for families, right? She's a socialist, right? There's her party. Same letters all the time. SPD, right? And she says, you know what? It says children and young kids they've missed so much in the pandemic. And now all of our states here in Germany, we must really give the shots to our children. We got to prepare ourselves, right? And there's 3 million children and young kids, right, between the ages of 12 and 15, and we got to quickly give them an Angebot, send them a letter and say, little John, little Hansi, little Frauchen Liebnia, little Edeltraut, yes. Right now, you can go and get your shots, really. And the whoops, let's get this here. Sorry, folks, we'll get this up here too. And if you read the line up top, it says young children. We've got to really focus on immunizing them. It's critical. It is so critical. It is critical for the children. Hold on, let me do this here too. I don't want to act like one of them, but anyway, but notice this. This is in a well circulated publication here in Germany. Okay, I call it the source of the truth here in Germany, and all the Germans laugh at me. So it's okay. You won't laugh at me, right? And so what happens here is, this nice little whatever. Okay. She wants to get they're pushing this lower and lower. And I want you to remember the ages of between 12 and 15, because today we are going to beat the devil with his own stick. And I'm just going to share some numbers with you, right? And what we're going to assume today, folks, is let's just assume that everything they're telling us is the truth. I know that's going to be really hard, but let's just assume they're telling us nothing but the truth. So here we go. We got this in the news here. We and remember this here too. But you're hearing this all over the world. You're hearing this in England, in Europe. You're hearing this in the United States. It is so critical that we have to get those children immunized. We're going to look at the truth today. Okay. So here we go. Let's go down one I want to say. Let's see. And let's see. Here's the article here too. So many, the children have missed so many hours of school because of Corona. Can you imagine that? Now we know some teachers too, and yeah, they're doing this, and they are teaching from home. They have that, what do they call that? I call that in German Fernstudium. Okay, let's go on. But they're doing this here too. Hold on, let me check something. Close your eyes. No, this is good. What can I do to have? I've got a curved screen here, so I'm just showing you now. Look at this. Here they go in Hamburg. These are the numbers we have to live by. The numbers that they tell us. They say the Hamburg incidence number has fallen to 63.1, which means since they said that, and that was at 12:23 this afternoon, folks. That means that there's no, I'm missing the American word. We can't go out. Ausgangssperre. There's no, not quarantine. What do you call it when people can't go out? No martial law, but that's not the one. Anyway, but it's the word there, but which means is, hey, you're free to drive around. You want to go get that, there's German food here in Germany. There's Döner, Lammakun, and Cevapcici. So if you want any of those tasty little German dishes at midnight, you can go try to find them. And so anyway, wow, 155 people out of a city with 2.2 million people came in. That was, look at the numbers are crashing here about the Corona cases that are coming. And look at 1 week ago, we had an incidence number of 92.3. That has crashed. And I really want to intone that number has crashed down to 63%. Okay, that's like, wow, what is that? A third less, and these have crashed. Now you got to watch out whenever the numbers start crashing by themselves. Number one, they want to take credit and say, see, we should all stay home and wear 3 masks. See, if everybody just got the shot, it goes down like this. No, we're moving into late spring here, people. Okay, now another interesting thing, like I said, I'm going to show you interesting things about Germany and Europe. It's cool. We're going to learn some stuff today, folks. It's going to be fun. This article that came out, they said, even though they had the Corona Impfung, that's the name of this, even though they had the Corona Impfung, the numbers for Germany, now get this. Now, and I want to tell you about numbers when we look at them here, or we're going to go to another place and look at numbers. And there's a lot of these official numbers where they're either lower than the truth or they are higher than the truth. Okay. And so what happens is they said, well, here in Germany, they said around 13,000 people that received both shots, they came back and still tested positive from the coronavirus. Okay. Why does my gut tell me that number might be just a little bit higher? What do you guys think out there? Wow, we got a good crew here today. Hi, everybody. I'm focusing on my screen. Welcome in, everybody. God bless you. This was a surprise thing. I had to do this. I did. I went downstairs, had lunch first. I realized, do I really want to do this? And I'm like, yes, I want to do this. Okay. So here's the point. So here we have people, and they're showing that there are more and more people. Okay, and I'm showing this on the screen. For alle unsere deutsche Zuhörer, ich sage das jetzt auf Deutsch. Hier ist, ja, alles ist geschrieben auf Deutsch. So anyway, and so what happens is they say 13,000. They're like, wow, schockierend, right? 13,000 people that had gotten both shots came back positive, but they go, oh, you know what? But, that's only 13,000 people. But we've already given 8 million double shots, or they call them Zweitimpfungen. But over 8 million people have already had the second shot. And so that only means that 0.16% came back positive. Well, people, we're going to walk down memory lane today, and we're going to increase our memories here. Let's write that number down where they say 8 million people already have their second shot. How about we go down the truth hole and find out if it's true? Because I found something else. Okay. So anyway, let's look at that. But they're like, well, it's only 0.16%. Notice how they twist the percentages when it goes into their direction, right? Okay. And it's a lot more, actually, boy. So we're going to look at some of these numbers and percentages here today, plus a lot more fun information, I promise. Okay. Now look at this. Oh, it's even better here. Look at this. After the first immunization, I point here for all of us, after the first shot, because there's 2 shots, remember, it says the data and the health ministry said 44,000 people came back. 44,000 people got the coronavirus after their first shot. Okay? Does that number sound just a little bit shocking to anybody? 44,000 people after the first shot were positive for the coronavirus. Wait a minute. I thought this was supposed to be the cure. I thought everything was going to return to normal here. Now, look at this here too. Oh, they throw out another number and they say, well, that means, but over 28.5 million people, 28.5 million people, that's only 0.15%. Now, look at this here too. Oh, here's a number. Is this true here too? Now, there's a whole article down here, folks. We can't do that today, but you can click here for more information. Maybe I should. But they said, but now notice this death numbers came out. And they said, you know what? 662 people in Germany have died after their second shot. Oh. And almost 2,000, get this, almost 2,000 people, they call them einfach geimpfte, almost 2,000 people have died after their first shot. That's the first one, people, not the second one. I believe those numbers are low. I know those numbers are low because I've seen other numbers, but that's what they're reporting here too. But still, if you were to give a shot, I mean, if you were giving shots, and especially here, and we only have, we have 83 million people here, right? But if you had any type of shot and just the first half of it killed 2,000 people, and let's go with their number. I know that number's too small, but we're going to go with their number. If you started doing something and 2,000 people died, wouldn't they be pulling that off the shelves as fast as they could? And then here's the thing. If you survive the first shot, you get the second shot. So maybe you missed this 2,000, which is too low number, missed the 2,000 number, people, right? Maybe. Then you've got this here too, the 662 people who died after the second one. I'm sorry. Are you curious? So am I. Here we go. Let me get over here for all of us curious people. Let's go. We're going to chase some rabbits today. I'm having, I would say I was having fun if it was some of the news wasn't so, let's go. Yep. Oh, come on, come down, please, 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 please. It says, they say here, and all of our German listeners, Sie können das auf Deutsch lesen. And they write here, and this number is again too low. Watch this, but look at this: 13,000 completely immunized people having corona now. So you spent all that time trying to avoid the coronavirus, and you got the shot just to show respect for everybody else, right? And it says, why? Warum die Impfungen trotzdem wirken? Okay, really? And so they turn this around in a wordplay. They go, you know what? 13,000 people that have been completely immunized, they have the coronavirus. Well, this is why they're working anyway. Okay. I mean, talk about a snowball job. Here we go. There's a guy. Nice knowing you, guy. Nice knowing you. Okay. And so anyway, let's just see. Okay. They basically say the same information here, blah, 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 repeat it here. I laugh, right? Because they go, wow, 13,000 people have died, but you should still get it because it works. Okay. And again, this isn't me just saying it. This isn't my opinion, people. This is what we're reporting right here now. You can find it in the ever popular paper, the Bild Zeitung. They just have good. They have good headlines here, and but you'll find this anywhere. So there you go. So they're showing it here. Bavaria is changing the rules for old folks' home. Let me see. Immunized and people that have recovered from the coronavirus, right? They know, oh, you don't need a negative corona test anymore. Right. Okay. So here they go. If you've had the shot or if you've had the antibodies. Now, people, I'm saying this and I'm thinking of this for my own life here. And I'm really thinking about doing this. I am very curious to go see if I have any corona antibodies, because let me just say it this way. Corona can touch you and you don't even have to feel sick, but your body, because God made it so wonderful, is going to create antibodies. And if you have antibodies in your blood, they count you as a recovered person. And they go, oh, you've already had it, even though there's some of us, where we're not really 100% sure if we ever had this here too. Thank the Lord. Okay. Vitamin D and zinc, vitamin D and zinc. Anyway, okay. So here's the thing. Sorry, this is kind of off, but there we go. And so anyway, so that's that one there too. Oh, great. So if you have your test. Now, what I really disagree with, and we just need to pray down and rebuke and destroy, is this two-class person system where they go, oh, and notice they never talk about those that have recovered or if you have the antibodies. Okay. They're only talking about the shot. If you have the shot, this here says if you have the shot, you can visit grandma again. See how they work that? And earlier we saw the news of don't you love your kids? You better get them immunized, right? Okay, hold on. I'm working with limited space. There we go. Camera's all bouncing around. So there we go. Italy's letting people in. This is what's happening. This is what's happening here in Italy, people. In Italy, they're letting their people come back in, right? And it says, used to be if you came into Italy from different places, you had to go into quarantine. Italy's going to get rid of that on May 16th. So that is what? Tomorrow? Sunday? Wow. You know why they're doing that? They say if you come in from the European Union, Great Britain, and Israel, funny how they always throw Israel in there, right? Right, because they're so far apart. And isn't Israel being overrun? Anyway, but the reason why all these Mediterranean countries are really reducing the quarantine and lockdown and everything, we're going into summer and these countries live from tourism. They're starving for tourism. Okay, so people, the dollar, the money always speaks. Now here, Bavaria, Bavaria, they're short 7.3 billion euro because of the coronavirus. Yep, because they've been throwing money everywhere and not just on the coronavirus. Here we go. And I think that's all I'm going to go there too. That's as far as we're going to go. But notice how it's this here too. Wow, krisenbedingt. Wow. Exactly. Look at this. Bavaria has 7.3 billion euros less available than what happened in the beginning of the coronavirus. Right, because you threw your money down rat holes. I'll just say it that way. You threw your money at something, and there we go. All right. Okay, so not going to cry too hard for you, Argentina, on that one, but I want to look at this. There's an interesting place where we go here. They got that right. This lady, she has so much care for the German children. The children needs this. They need the pizza. Come to my house. I have cookies, and I give you the pizza. Yeah, right. You keep your bowl of borscht to yourself there, sweetheart. Okay, here we go. Now, yeah, if I sound a little ironic on that, I got a better word for that than ironic. Okay, here we go, people. Now, what I do want to show you here too, again, this is what set this off here right today, is this article right here, right? We're doing at a record pace. And the reason why they throw this on the papers or make such a big deal is because Germany was, quote unquote, so far behind the rest of the world, right? And it's like, we're on record pace now. 1.3 million people got the shot in one day, so they say. And they go, yeah, jetzt winkt sogar der Weltmeistertitel. God, I hate that is so dripping with pride and lust, right? We could be the world masters. We'll be the world masters of shots. We have so many. And then we will look at Joe Biden and we will say, Joe, you are a fool. Right? Okay, whatever. Here we go. Let's go on, people. Now let's go over right here. We have an excellent piece. Can we see it here in the camera a little bit? And it was really pretty good. And I used to look at this for a while. Then I found out all the characters. But here it is. We have the virus radar. Okay. This is how it looks in your area. Okay, so let's take a look. How we look, because I want to look at Germany because there's incredible positive news here that I want to share with you folks. Okay. And always in this area, what they do, folks, is they go down here, and this is the virus radar, right? It's actually been pretty good. They report a lot of stuff. They report a lot of official news. So here's we have the Robert Koch Institute. The RKI is the German CDC, right? So when you say RKI, that's basically the German Center for Disease Control. And he says, look at this. We have 1,000 new infections in Germany and 190 dead. Now, interesting thing, and all of my German listeners, please listen to this. On May 14th, 2021, here we go. This is a big number. Now look at this. The countrywide number sinks to 96.5, which means the entire country, according to the RKI, right? I mean, you might as well say Mount Olympus, right? To the RKI is 96.5, which is under 100. And I'm sorry, did not Frau Merkel say that we're going to do everything countrywide now? We're not going to, she took all that power away from the states. Okay, so their number is 96.5, which means we're under 100, which means all these things that happen over 100, they should fall away now. And I want to show you an interesting number here. It says here, well, the countrywide rate here is 96.5, but this is where I started catching them. And we're going to find a few. We're going to find a few of these today here, right? 96.5 right here. But look down here. Oh, but the actual rate is 0.87, the Reproduktionszahl. Yeah. Okay, sorry. You know what? I just right now figured out, okay, that comparing two numbers, right? But still, all these numbers together here, it's the same thing. So we got 96 here, 87 here, and I'm sorry, 0.87 here is this number. And what that number is, if that number is below 1, if that number would be 0.99, that means the coronavirus cases are crashing. With a 0.87, that means coronavirus cases are crashing. Okay. Now, this incidence number here is 96.5 from 100,000 people. We're going to get into those numbers earlier, right? But the thing is that this number was below 100, and we were promised that a lot of things would just fall away, right? A lot of things would just fall away. So anyway, here we go. We're talking about Germany here again. I want to share this. I'm doing this for my German brothers and sisters, right? And the ones that I love, but here you go. Now, I want you to notice this here too, right? Up top, they always want to say, look, we have 232,200 active cases, right? And we've had 85,848 dead. Okay. Now, we've had people already show this. We've had people already point this out in Germany here, that the number of dead, of course, just like the rest of the world, they've been including some number. Let me just say it this way. If you walk outside and get hit by a bus in the street and it kills you, you then they will take your body to the hospital and test you for the coronavirus. Yeah. And if they find the coronavirus in your body, then you died. They always use the word, well, he either died with or from corona. They put that together. He died with corona. Guess what? The hospital gets a nice little payment for recording a corona death and everything else like that. Okay. So anyway, but now look at this number here too. There were 3,259,000 people that have been recovered. Now, I want to show you this here too. Now, look at this number up in Hamburg here. We have 5,000 cases in Hamburg, right? Okay, and whatever. But you look at the big burners are down here in Bavaria, Baden-Württemberg here, okay? Porsches come from there, okay? Baden-Württemberg, okay, whatever, okay? And Nordrhein-Westfalen, and the English word for that is Westphalia. And look at, they've always had the hugest number's always been there. Hessen is showing up now with 20,000, which is kind of big. Hessen, I believe that's where Frankfurt is. So if you go get your Frankfurters in Frankfurt, look out. Okay. But now a lot of these other places are really pretty low. Okay. They show this map, and this map, they've changed this map on what they've shown a few times. Right. And so anyway, but yeah, here we have Niedersachsen, Lower Saxony is right here. Okay. We always talk about that. But you see all the cases, whatever. And then we got the big blow-ups. And look at, here's 55, 35, what's that, 80, 90,000. Over half your cases, more than half your cases are in this area right here, they claim. So here we go. I don't want to get down in this, but I want to show you something here too, right? And you see what happens is we as people, we read these numbers, but now look at the healed numbers, right? I mean, people aren't actually, if you want to do some fun math, just divide the number of people that have passed on to the number of people that have been healed. And you find out that percentage is way low. Okay. Let's go on because they actually had a complete dashboard here, and there's some numbers I really want to go in. I want to say again here too, all of these numbers here and everything I'm sharing today is from the German CDC, the RKI, from today, 14th of May, 2021. Now, here we go. And now they're talking about the Robert Koch Institute, how great they are. They're telling everything. Yeah, we got. There have been people they've had to fire from the Roger Koch, and they dismissed them, right? Okay. Now they're telling horror stories. Here are confirmed deaths through the COVID-19 in Germany, right? And it says daily newfound dead people, right? Neugemeldete. The dead can't gemeldet. Okay. But so here we go. There's your seven-day incidences. These are the dead things. Now, dead folks. Okay. Now this was the first one when everything really broke out. And notice how we got into the summer and it like disappeared. And then they started changing counting. They told everybody, even though we're here at this point, get your masks on, do this. And they put in all of their, what the Germans call Maßnahmen, all their conditions, and kaboom. Okay. Now, you know what's fishy about this? When you look at this, and over the last 100 years when they studied this, I have the documents in my greasy little fingers, people. Okay. I have the documents in my greasy little fingers here. Okay. The first wave is always the biggest. Then there comes a second wave, and then there comes a third wave, and they're all 1 year apart. Everything over the last 100 years, all real viruses, I'll say, not bioterror weapons or biochemical warfare weapons and everything. It goes like this. But you notice how last fall they were like, oh, it's the second wave, right? And then here all of a sudden in spring they want to say, oh, it's the third wave. No, it couldn't be. Okay. Unless they're releasing other stuff out there. And now look at here. Notice how we start falling down. Oh my Lord, we're not going to get our money. People aren't going to believe. People want to go back outside. And then bloop, oh, we had another one here. And they're trying to call this the third wave. That is not the third wave. Okay. And especially people, if you hear anywhere in the world where they start talking about a fourth wave, you know that they are full of baloney. But let's just go. And so that's what they have. It's really dropped down. Now this looks horrible, doesn't it? Looks horrible, doesn't it? Right? Okay, but now notice this. And do you notice that normally in countries every day, this many people die from bee stings to car wrecks to heart attacks. Okay, but let's go forward. Now I wanted to share this here too. Let's go down. Here you go. Now, I want to point this out here too. And remember, we had the lady who it was just so horrible here in Germany. And oh man, all these kids were just dying and everything like that. Well, here they go. Here they have the COVID-19 death cases in Germany, right? And this is for their age group and for their sex, man or woman. Okay. So the orange is women. The yellow is men. Let me see. Can I go forward here without losing information? That just somehow doesn't. Hold on, people. There you go. Is that a little bit better? There you go. Excuse me. Now, I want you to watch this here, people, okay? The lady was talking, and these children, yeah, okay. These poor kids need to get the shot, right? Okay, now we'll look at, okay. Well, here we go, at least in Germany, and you can check them locally in your area too. And anybody that dies from a sickness or whatever like this is horrible. We're not making fun of this. And yeah, we take this serious. I take this so serious is that I'm doing a program on it right now. We're talking about it, right? Okay, so here we go, right? Here we have the kids 0 to 4, and there were 6 girls and 1 little boy that they've claimed passed on or passed away from COVID-19. Okay, so there's 7. Now, from the age of 5 to 14, I don't know how young your kids are, but right, there were a total of 6 in the entire country. Okay, right? Total of 6. So 7 plus 6, remember we learned in school, 7 plus 6 is 42. Oh, I'm sorry. 7 plus 6 is 13, right? Now, look at this next age group, and I've screamed about this since the beginning of the pandemic. Their range is from 15 to 34. People, if you have any 34-year-old children that are still at home, okay, that'll be another message, okay? But now look at this. The Kinder, Okay, now let's find. Okay, we got 34-year-old babies at home too, right? Let's look at the kids, okay? And by the way, I want to share something I heard a long time ago. You know why those chairs are so small in school? Have you ever visited your kid's school or whatever like that, and they have those little cute little mini desks that the little kids sit in? It's all great. You know why those are so small? That's so that 34-year-olds can't fit in them anymore. Okay? I hate this. Do you know how much difference there is between 15 and 34? Think of your own life. Did your life change any between 15 and 34? But anyway, let's go on. I digress now. Okay, 15 to 34, we had 53 females, right? 99 men. Good, we're getting rid of the men, right? 99 men that went away. So 152, right? Do the math there. So 152 plus 13 is what? 162, 165 people since the beginning of this have passed on from COVID. Now, I don't know the total number of kids or whatever else like that, okay? I don't know the whole thing, but it's 165 people since the beginning of this. And you notice, and up here, yeah, look how it just starts really from 60 years old, and look at the people over 80 years old. I mean, those are, yeah. Okay, so we can see kind of where it's targeted. We can see where it's really starting to kill the people, right? Okay. And so what happens is, folks, right? What happens is, folks, is that, where should they be targeting? Now, follow me as I say this. If we're going to really immunize and protect people from something that's going on and really protect those folks, maybe it should be these people up here, right? Okay. Maybe it should be these people up here, right? Okay. I mean, okay, even down to here. Here we go. But everywhere has been saying, wow, it's a miracle. Somehow the kids are really, you know what, because they've got fresh immune systems or who knows, but for some reason, it's just not getting the kids. This is all the way up to 14 years old. And if you go up just a little bit more, when you get into like high school or below 18, I don't know. I came from the planet I lived on, once you became 18, you were considered an adult, right? Okay. Now, I know there's a lot of 15, 16, and 17-year-old boys and girls out there that want to say, hey, I'm a grown-up, I'm an adult, you can't tell me what to do. But let's just go with that 18-year-old number, right? And but what I want to show you is, here is who it's affecting, especially here in Germany. And you know what? Maybe in your area where you're at, the country you're in, maybe you just want to find some information. Even look, this is the quote unquote official information from the German CDC. I'll say it that way, right? From the German Center of Disease Control and everything else, where they collect the information and the numbers. But then we have that, do I dare say corn-fed? Then we have that German minister lady. We've got to really push to get this age group of people here. She said 12 to 15 because 6 kids died. It's not going through them, people. I mean, and thank you, Jesus, that people aren't dying from here, okay? Right. Now, for those of you below 59 years old, okay, here you are, right? Another one here too. But even this, it's like 3,200 people in a country of 85 million. Mm-hmm. So anyway, yeah, we should, you know what? We should really protect these people. And you know what? Here you go. How about this liberty? And if these people want to choose to get the shot or whatever, you know what? How about we give them freedom of choice? I just hope they're choosing on the best information possible. And you know what? We Christians will say that, hey, we'll give people freedom of choice. We'll let people make their choices. But my question is, are they really doing that? And you know what? We'll all shut our mouths and we won't say one word. But you know what? The other side is pumping this kind of heavy on everybody, right? Internet, television, newspapers, right? Oh, but be quiet, little Elvis. Talk with a soft voice and be quiet, little Elvis. Don't say a word. Nah, baloney. That's why we're blasting it out to the planet today. Thank you for being here, folks. Those that are listening along as I record this. Okay, so let's go on. I just want to share that. Whoops, here we go. No, we're going to go here. They gave me a warning. They said, please stop talking about us. Do not talk no more. Okay. So anyway, let's look at this here too. Let's go on, right? But look at this here too. Obviously, we're not having things where kids are being crushed. People, it is a plan. It's coming from somewhere. We've talked about where that somewhere is, and we've talked about who they are. But for some reason, some place or whatever really wants to dumb down the West. Do you realize what this is doing to our kids? Entire education years and things are being lost and being wiped out, right? And look at this here too. All these people here are being dumbed down. Well, all the way up to 34, I guess, right? All these people here are being dumbed down, and all these people here, right? Get them the shot. Let's go on. I found that's easy. I find it interesting that they've started to admit that people are dying from the shot. And in Germany, they have 13,000 right now. Because what we've always heard is like, well, it's just one or two people. So here we go. Now it says here, and the next line here, it says, so läuft es mit den Impfungen. This one here says, oh, so here's how it's going with the immunizations. Okay. Now they have, now they've listed this here, and they're showing all these numbers, right, of people who are getting immunized, right? Now, I want to point one thing out, and this is one thing I just wanted to show everybody because Joe Biden, the pretender over in the United States, right? He was just all over social media. People, you need to go back and get your second shot. And I'm like, well, wait, aren't these brainwashed people getting the shot in the beginning anyway? Aren't they going back? Well, let's look at this here too. Now, they like to say, oh, look at this. 50% of the people almost have received their shots. Let's look at this here. Let's look at the truth here, okay? The first shot people, they claim, okay, this number, but we're going to pretend they're telling the truth. We'll pretend, okay? Because if we pretend they're telling the truth, that's how funny things start to look later, right? The first shot right there, 29,800,000 people, okay, have gotten their first shot. Okay, good. Now, and that's where we're at, like right here too, right? And then there's the people, and here's the people that have gotten their second shot. Whoa, second shot. Do you realize that there's a difference of 21 million people here? And why are people getting their first shot and not getting their second shot? Now, granted, there are, in this number here, there are people just waiting for their second shot. Don't you have to wait like a month or so? Okay. But people, this is all the way back to December 27th, 2020. And here you go, beginning of the second shot. And look at everybody was together. They were getting their shots together. And then all of a sudden it starts here where it's like, wait a minute. Months ago, there's people not getting their second shot. Let me repeat again. There is a 21 million person gap between those. And look at this here, the gap between those that got their first shot. Whoopsala. Let me go down a little bit. I'm pointing at things that are not on the screen. Can I can turn this a little bit? Let's do it. There you go. Okay. These are all the people that haven't got their second. Now, these I can understand. Okay. They're like, okay, hey, I got my first shot and I got to wait like a month, right? Okay. But look at, as we're going along back a month here and everything, 21 million people have not returned or not received their second shot yet. What's that tell you, people? What does that tell you in your heart? What does that tell you in your gut? And all I'm doing is showing their numbers. And remember, we're pretending that they're telling us the 100% truth, right, folks? So here we go, the 100% truth, right, folks? Let's just pretend. No, remember my program? Imagine if it was all just truth and no lies. Let's just imagine, okay? There we go. Thank you, Yoko Ono. Okay, there we go now, right? 21 million. And people, that is just Germany. Why are all these places? I mean, this is in Germany. They've been on the radio and TV, right? Die haben Leute geschimpft. They told people that they said, you need to get back there and get your second shot. Joe Biden was on television and everything else yesterday and last night. Everybody, you need to go get your second shot. Okay. Sure thing, Joe. Okay, here we go. Now. Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's good. You're right there. I looked at Chaz. Well, that's the thing. Well, they really want to pump up the number of people that got the shot. No, there's only 8 here, right? Now look at this. You have 8,800,000 that have been completely immunized here. Ready? And we roughly have 85 million people. So we're looking at around what, 10 or 11%? 10. So now remember this number, people. 10 or 11% of the country is immunized, has both shots. And they are going to play with that number because remember, like I say all the time, whenever you watch your internet, your TV, you read a paper or hear any news about this, you and you alone are the only person that's not immunized, and it's your fault that the coronavirus is still going. Did you hear that right, people? Between 89 and 90% of the country is not completely immunized. Mm-hmm. You get that? Yeah. Remember when we told that too? We had one of our church members here share the actual numbers per state of who's been getting immunized and not, and it was down around the 20% levels of people getting it. There's like 80% or more people that are not getting these shots, and that's in America, that's in Germany, that's in Europe. Okay. And they don't like to hear that, people, because that means Big Pharma is not getting its money. Okay, here you go. Now, I want to show you this here too. This is that incidence number we were talking about, because here in Germany, we've got laws. I don't know if they do this in the United States or Great Britain. Okay. Again, all this information here is coming from the Robert Koch Institute, the CDC of Germany, as of the 14th, which I believe is today, right? Okay. So here we go. Now, here we go. And here's the point. Now, I want you to look at this here. And what's really cool about this map, and I may move my little thing closer, right? But now red is over 100. And I want to tell you that they changed these colors. They had to totally change these colors. Where's my pen? They changed these colors, okay, because it wasn't looking bad enough. And they've put the numbers down. It used to be like, oh, 200, that's red. So now if it's over 100, now what does this mean? And by the way, they changed it to a 7-day average, right? Okay. Confirmed cases over 7 days per 100,000 people. So they've diluted and they've played with these numbers as much as they wanted to. And there was a time where the majority of this map was red or deep red or almost purple, right? Now, according to them, and this is their numbers, and this is their percentages, and this is their stuff, right? And we know that traditionally they've been caught making those numbers higher and making those numbers worse. Okay. And now notice we actually have green areas, okay, which means it's under 50. Okay. Now, if it's over 100, so if you're a red area here, you cannot be out after 9 o'clock at night. You can't drive your car at 9 o'clock at night, because if you're driving by yourself in your car after 9 o'clock at night, you're a super spreader. Okay. So then we have the 50 to 100 where it's been pretty much released. And the interesting number here, folks, the interesting number is below 35. Or you get, and look at it here too. Over here, the green, they have it as an under 50 number. Now you saw how that they go, well, it's a 7-day average, and it's figured out over per 100,000 residents, and they do all this and they mix all this and they mash all that. But see, here's the dirty little truth I wanted to share, and for all of our German listeners, this is the great news. The great news is look at all the green areas that are below 50. Okay. Now I'm going to say this because we're going to be in Hamburg, and Hamburg was always a hot spot. So Hamburg is right here. If you look, it comes out, but can you see right above that? My little arrows on it. Hamburg at this very moment, it's barely yellow. It is 56.8. And it wasn't long ago that they had Hamburg at like 200 something, right before Frau Merkel added all of her new corona restrictions on us, right? Okay, this whole map went totally black, and it really just like a black red going, oh boy, we're being overrun. But look, at time has went on here a little bit, and Hamburg is at 56.08, which means, yeah, late night donor run. There you go, right? Which means you can. Now, why this needs to be said, and I'm going to tell people about this here too in my circle, right? Here in Hamburg and around the area where we live. Um, right. I'm going to tell people that because you see, if people don't know this, and this is what they're banking on, even in America, Great Britain, or wherever you're at, they know people aren't going to go back and look this up. And so what happens is they're going to go, we're in lockdown and we can't go outside, right? Ausgangssperre. And after 9 o'clock, I can't drive or do anything. No, that's not true. Yes, you can. And that's the official CDC number here too. And I was surprised when I looked. Now, I want to look at this here too, because we live in this big river. And now notice sometimes it's really arbitrary, right? How they do this. Oh, both sides of the river. Look at, they're 66. They're 56, okay, because it's all kind of the same here in 56. Now we've crossed a straight line into Niedersachsen here, Lower Saxony, right? Okay, but now look at these green places. These green places, look at 36.25. Did they let anybody? 35.41. I'm trying to see if they let anybody be below 35, because when you're below 35, there you go. Ulzen. So all the people in Ulzen, right? Ulzen, where do you live? Ulzen. All the people over in Ulzen, right? They have no restrictions right now. Mm-hmm. Right. And see, I can't wait to watch this map change here, because everywhere where it's green, right? Wilhelmshaven, 32.86. Okay. All this stuff. What's Bremen? That's another important one. Okay. 72. Wow. But anyway, what I want to say though, too, is what's really important for German tourism. You see, we can't go anywhere. We can't book a hotel because we're over 100. Oh, wait a minute. Look at all these places that are open. Right. And I have to tell you that a lot of the vacation places where people might go to vacation now, they're mysteriously still red. Okay. You can't go from one place in Germany to the other and rent a hotel room. Mm-hmm. You can't rent a hotel room. You can't do this. So basically shuts it down. But notice all these green areas here, 33. Now remember the number under 35. But you see, all this coastline here is where a lot of Germans go on vacation. What are these here? Can I see it? No. All of these places, all these coastlines here, what do we have? 28. Okay. These should be completely open. 34. Look at all. So let me just say it here. All these green areas on the northern coast of Germany, right? Popular vacation areas. We love going. We have the North Sea over here. We have the East Sea over here. And they're all under 35, but you still can't go there for vacation. You can't. The hotels and everything, any places to stay are still closed. Have any of you heard the song "Du m'as promis"? I said that. I may have said that off, but "You Promised" is the name of that song. You promised. And look at all this here too. These places are wide open. They are free. Their thing is below 35, and they keep changing the numbers, by the way. But this is one of the big shocking maps here right now too. So we'll look around. Okay, you're saying, well, how's Berlin, Elvis? Berlin, 7150. And Berlin's under 100. Are you kidding me? Really? So, but what I wanted really to point out in this map is look at how much of this map is already under 100, and only the red places. And remember this here too. The Czech Republic is right here. This is the Czech Republic. Okay, right? And so a lot of our big infection, or a lot of where they've always said a lot, is down here. And people were getting sick and tired that this little place here, let's just look over here. This little place down here, Kronach, right? That Kronach, or all these little places here, Gritz, right? 151, where are we at here? Chemnitz, right? Doesn't that sound good? Chemnitz, that's in Sachsen, right? That all these places were over 100 and they were burning up. And the people that were up here in a place called Schleswig-Holstein, yeah, there it is. See, Schleswig-Holstein, the people in Hamburg, the people in Lower Saxony, they were getting tired of, wait a minute, just because this spot down here is red in Miesbach, right? Just because that spot is red doesn't mean I have to completely, I can't leave my house and I got to wear 4 masks. It's like they were saying in America, New York City, and I'll say that again, not the state of New York, but New York City was burning up. And so the people of South Dakota said, we're not New York City. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so hello, all of my German listeners here too. Look at the entire coast. Oh, there they are again. Please don't talk about us like that, please. Okay, all of this is completely open, and in the area I live in. Anyway, okay, let's go on. There you go, folks. There you go. And there you go. Okay, I just see Biker Girl came in with a thing on Kiel. Let's look at Kiel, and we're going to support her if she was out having fun in a danger zone. Okay, so let's go. Where would Kiel be? Holstein, Plön, Segeberg, Lübeck, and Lübeck Kiel. So yeah, look at 33, and where we were here, 44. Boy, I hope she was out without a mask and having fun, and I hope there were lots of people gathered around her. So there you go. Yeah. Oh, wow. Biker Girl reports that she was even shopping inside of a real store. Well, I want you to look at this one here too. Yeah, because it's all green. There you go. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Pastor Elvis Neuhardt, and yeah, we're going down the route. Now, let's go forward because there's things I want to show you, right? Now, this is what I'm talking about. Here's all the hot spots. Now, I want you to remember something, please. Look at all that green on the map, especially those in northern Germany. Look at the green. Whoops, I'll move it down a little bit. Look at all that green, and they're all like in the 30s, okay? So here's the next piece of propaganda. Where are the hot spots? Where are all those bad people who aren't taking care of us? Look at this here, 14th of May. Let me bring this back a little bit. Live action photo here. Okay. So we're in the 14th of May. Notice how a lot of that green disappeared and there's only a few yellows or whatever else like that. They're showing all the hot spots, right? And these places like are maybe 100 something or whatever, so they say. But now look at, they're all the way down here in Baden-Württemberg, right? In Bavaria. And in the middle, and you know what? Over here in the Czech Republic, this whole place has been quote unquote on fire. Okay, you should have seen how here's Saxony, here's Sachsen. All this was on fire and everything else like that. Okay. And so we'd be having big problems down here, but then the people up here, look at, they can't even keep that red anymore. But I'm sorry, but Hamburg and all the other places in Berlin, they're not that dark anymore. They should have upgraded that part of their map. Will this do it by state? No, let's go up, okay? But look at this here too. And they have all these incredible numbers, and all these numbers here are over 200. If you're over 200, yeah, there's a shutdown. There's a worse one right there. Turingen. Okay, Black Forest, whatever area like that, okay? But all these little places. Now, I want to point something out. Let's look at how they cook the numbers here too. This is where these cases per 100,000 people. Now, let me tell you about these little places they have here. A lot of these little towns and a lot of these little places, people don't have 100,000 people. Oh, so they multiply everything up as if they would have 100,000 people. And what do you think that does with the number? It increases it by a big thing. So I almost didn't want to stop here. But here's what they want to scare you with. They want to show you the death zone. Did you plan vacation there? You're going to die and you can't get a hotel. But now let's go up. Let's look at this one here too. Look at all the green areas. We have to get our people in Baden-Württemberg praying a little bit more, right? By the way, you are a hot spot, so I don't know how it is with traveling with you. So anyway, there's little spots here too. Where's this? Hold on. What's this? Würzburg. We know Würzburg. Okay. We did meetings in Würzburg. Main-Tauber-Kreis. How am I doing? So let's go on. I want to show some more. Let's go. We'll go on. Here you go. Here they're doing the people that are immunized. Remember we were talking about that 20 and a lot of the numbers were like 20% and below? Well, we're looking at this one here too. And even, let's pretend, remember everybody, we're pretending that everything they're telling us is true. Und die Nummern sind total und völlig glaubwürdig, right? So let's look at this here too, folks. You look at this whole map. This is their numbers. This is not me making this up. But from the north to the south, to the west, to the east, all of these numbers are 30%. Here's a 40 way down here in Saarland. You know why Saarland has 40%? Because they're just this little tip right here, right? 40% are immunized. Yeah, both families. Okay, there you go, right? So here we go. Rhineland-Pfalz, that's where my people came out of a long time ago. Rhineland-Pfalz, this area too, when it was all still Bavaria, right? Look at this here. Let's look at Hamburg, 35%. That means 65% are not. That's their number. And we shared that with you on a program earlier, people, where that number, the number is like, these are inflated too, right? Now look at this here too. Here's how they're cheating a bit on the numbers. This is the amount of the population, right, where they at least got one shot. So do you see what they're doing here? They want to count that 28 million number, right? They're counting everything by the 28 million number by people who got the first shot. Now let me uncover that, because they caught them at doing this in America. Maybe they did this here too, because the news and everything is just copied. Yeah. A lot of those people haven't even gotten the first shot. They base that on percentages. They also include people who say they're going to get the first shot. Do you see the difference there, folks? People who say they get the first shot. So there's a lot of these people who haven't even gotten the first shot, but they walked up to them on the street. Are you going to get immunized? And someone goes, yeah, okay, that counts. But I want to show you this again. Let's beat the devil with his own stick here, folks. Look at this. No more. It's all in the 30% range, which means there's over 60. There's between 60 and 70% of Germany that has not even gotten the first shot yet. Are you hearing a difference in the news? Mm-hmm. Are you hearing a difference in the news? You're the only one. I mean, I think it's wow. I think it's Swiss Miss and Biker Girl. They haven't promised to get their first shot yet. So they're the ones that are keeping Corona going on. Wow. Anyway, but look at this here too. Wow. Okay. There you go. Oh, people. I want to really, people, look at your countries. Go find out what the real numbers are in your countries, people. Okay. There we go. And stick around, people, because later on, what's coming up, I'm going to ask the question and say, is Google racist? So let's look at this here too. Now let's keep going on. Notice all these numbers here are between 60 and 70% of the people have not received their first shot. Yes, people are a little bit resistant. So I don't think they're going to get that world record, are they? They're not going to be the leaders. And again, this information comes from the Robert Koch Institute, the CDC of Germany, as of May 14th, 2021. Now, here we go. We're getting into beds and everything. This gets really crazy here. How many admitted COVID-19 cases are in the intensive station, right? And what they do is they use a word called invasive beatmet, which means they've stuck a tube down you, right? I can't go there right now. We're just showing the numbers. Also, it doesn't look like they're being overrun. We pray in Jesus' name for all the people that they are blowing up like balloons and destroying their lungs. We'll just say that. Here is another piece of garbage map they have on here too. Watch. I'm going to play it. Watch how red the map goes, right? Okay. Remember we showed you how green the area is? What they're doing is a history right now of day by day with all those incidents numbers and everything. And notice it's just getting worse. It's getting worse. Get your shot. It's getting worse. Get your shot. Get your shot. You're not helping us. It's getting redder. It's getting redder because of you. It's getting worse. See how that's working? This is like close to today, what they're telling about this. Oh, it's getting more yellow. Oh, it's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting better. Oh, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Get your shot. This is such a political cartoon. This is how they say it looks today. But remember all the green we were looking at, people? Yeah, that's when everybody's dead. So anyway, garbage. We're not going to spend our time on garbage, people. Here we go. New corona cases here in Germany, right? And this is where they're getting, look at the first lockdown. Okay, yeah, and they're taking credit for everything, but here you go. Okay. And they say this is the third wave now. Okay, these are all these testing waves we've had and everything. And really when they start force testing all the students again, this number is going to go up. Okay, because we know what these numbers are. I can't even pretend that these numbers are completely true, but let's go on. Where do I want to go? Okay, no, here we go. No, that's another confusing map and everything they have for everybody. 10% of the people they test. Here's a good number. 10% of the people they test, I'll make this really simple. Right here, there's a 10% number. 10% of the people they test actually test positive for corona. Okay? So 10% positive out there. Okay? Now, here's that reproduction rate we were talking about. And every time the number is below this one, there's a one number here. Every time it's below this line, below a one, coronavirus cases really crash, right? Now look at this. They scared the bejesus out of everybody because right here was what they were announcing the new lockdowns, shutdowns, business stuff, right? Oh my Lord, look at that, right? And then does anybody question this where it drops down really like way below right afterwards? Okay, you know what this is called? I made a lot of money in my life analyzing stuff like this, okay? Companies hired me for stuff like this, people, okay? Right? Okay, they employed me. And you look at a chart like this, and the first thing we go, it's like, well, this is a mistake. What happened here? Because you don't have this and you don't have that. Look what reality is. See that? Everything is like around there. And all these times here, oh, Corona's crashing. Oh, we got to have new lockdowns. Oh, there we go. Whoops, it went down a little bit, down a little bit. And when you lay this map over all the things that they did, people, it's like, it makes you sick. But whenever it's below that one, and right now it's like 0.87, the truth about that is then the corona numbers crash. And then they always tell people to get immunized. They put more masks on. They always tell people something to do, and that number all goes up above. See, what they want to say is, oh, everybody is getting the shot in Germany except for Elvis. And look, the number is going down. That's a lie. Okay, let's go on. Because I got good stuff. This is okay. More beds. You know what these things show you here? It shows you how much of our medical system was not overwhelmed. Okay, and the lie about this number too, because I researched, they said occupied intensive stations, right? Beds or whatever, right? These are for all of everybody in an intensive station. I clicked on one of those numbers because I'm like, oh wow, all those big numbers, and they said yes, and 7 people were from the coronavirus. There are other people with that are in intensive station, whatever. ICU, we call it. Okay. Now, how spread is corona worldwide? Here we go. Now, this is going to be our introduction into something really cool. Okay. So here we go. We're going to look at, the countries that have the most coronavirus. They said worldwide, but we're only looking at Europe here. Oh, look at that. And right here, if you notice right here, all the way at the top of this list is the Czech Republic. Okay, so there's the Czech Republic, what we don't hear a lot about, but they always say, they're just burning up. And they say they have 16,000 cases for every 100,000 people they have. And look how far, maybe I'll come up a little bit closer, right? And look how far the Czech Republic is so high up there. The Czech Republic is so high up there, folks, that we don't see anybody else, right? So, wow. And by the way, Germany borders the Czech Republic, and the part of Germany that borders Czech Republic has been on fire too. Okay. So look at this. I mean, Germany should be coming up really quick here. We're going to show you where Germany is on the map, right? But let's go. Wait a minute here. I thought this was Europe, but look at, there is America, the United States, USA. Okay. And now look at right next to that, they have Sweden. Now, can anybody tell me what the difference might be between the United States and Sweden? Are there any differences, right? But if you notice here, wow, America is just as bad as Sweden. And we know how bad Sweden was, right? Okay, I'll get to the point here really quick because I want to show some other things here. Look at this. The United States, we've had all the triple mask. We've had every bit of craziness, all the things, shut your businesses, shut your mask. I'm sorry, wear your mask, shut your businesses, get your shot, nothing, stay at home. We'll pay the teachers to stay home, everything else like that, right? And look at America and Sweden are just as bad. Now, what has Sweden done, right? Oh, look at this. Biker Girl is playing the all-wise one now. Sweden, she's right, everybody. Read the comment from Biker Girl in the comment section right there. Sweden has had 0 lockdown until now. No major mask requirements. You can if you want to. No major mask requirements. No big major vaccine requirements. Okay. No major vaccine requirements. What is this now? Yeah. Okay. Their businesses haven't been locked down. Their kids have been going to school. Okay. And so we look at this here now, and they're right at the number of 10,000 cases per 100,000 people. So around 10%, like they said. Now, what's funny here is America looks like it's also 10%. But the difference between the USA and Sweden is the United States of America has over 330 million people. Sweden, and I looked this up, and we're going to do some fun stuff. The population of Sweden is 10 million people. Okay. And so you start looking at these maps and you're like, well, wait a minute, what's the population of the Czech Republic, right? Okay, the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic has 10.7 million people. So the Czech Republic and Sweden are about the same. Okay. So their population's about the same. The thing though with the Czech Republic, now here's one of the big storytellers here when we're just looking at the truth, right? Here's one of the big storytellers, folks. The Czech Republic, like we said, Sweden is open and the Czech Republic is not. And because the Czech Republic is burning up so much like that, they're doing all the Maßnahmen. They're doing all the things, right? No mask, they're doing everything that they're quote unquote being told to do. Okay. Kind of a lot like Germany. So in Germany, wow. I mean, we're told that Germany is such a burning thing here. Wow. I mean, I don't know if I'll come out of my house ever again, folks. So let's keep going down. Let's keep going down. But I wanted you to show that because for the longest time, they wanted to show how bad on this map as time has went on, they wanted to show how bad the United States was compared to Europa, right? Compared to Europe. And then all of a sudden the Czech Republic comes up. It's like, what are you doing, Czech Republic? All of you Czechs out there from the Czech Republic, start praying for your country. So anyway, look at, and here's America all the way up there. And now look at, here's Sweden. And one reason they wanted Sweden to be up there and Sweden to be as bad as America. And look at, Sweden is so bad, right? Okay, Sweden is so bad. And look at they should be more like Europe. Oh, really? Really? Okay. So now here we go. Here we have France. We have France, Poland, Spain. Remember Death Trap Spain? Remember how Spain was like the really bad place, right? Austria, okay. Slovakia, which is the other half of the Czech Republic. Let me say it that way. And then here's Italy, right? And remember how bad it was in Spain and Italy. And it was, come on, everybody around the world has heard the news about Spain and Italy, right? Okay. And so there you go. And so everything's going on here with Spain and Italy, right? And Spain and Italy are so bad. But wait a minute. It's like, well, look at this here. France. Nobody's been talking about France burning up. And actually, France has been burning up. But where's Germany on this list? I'm waiting to still see Germany. I mean, come on, we got to set that world record for immunizations, and we've got to get all of our children, 12 to 14 years old immunized. I mean, people, we should base all of our stuff on the science, right? Okay. Don't they always say follow the science? And by the way, this entire program today, I want to repeat this. We've been doing nothing but following their science and pretending their numbers are true. Okay. So here we go. So there's Bulgaria. Where are we at now? Oh, look at, there it is. There it is. You see that? It's almost so far down. We don't even really see the Czech Republic anymore. Should I put this way back? So you got the Czech Republic up here. You've got the rest of Europe up here, and based on their numbers, okay, based on their numbers, it's less than half because here's 4,000, here's 4,000, here's 6,000. So 5 would be in there. Germany is just over the 4,000 number here. Okay. And evil Sweden and the US are at 10,000 things. So what's this telling us? Okay. I want you to look at this here too. So here's Germany all the way down there and all the other stuff like that. And Italy's opening up. Spain is opening up, right? Poland. Look at all these countries here. They haven't even hit 8 yet. Germany is half of these countries here too. So you'd think Germany would be more open, right? And I'm sorry, this is the number from the official RKI, the CDC, right? The RKI here in Europe, and you know what? It's really interesting. They didn't expect the Czech Republic being right here, right? Because for the longest time, and especially when Trump was in office, it was like, oh, it's so bad in America. And Sweden is, up and down all around. But yeah, okay, here we go. So that brought me to an interesting point here, folks, and I want to show something here. Is you can't really compare this because the populations are so different. Germany has a population of 83. I believe it's 85 or more, but they have a population of 85 million. The America is 300 million. And what I want to show you now is how statistics can get a little bit skewed around. And when you show numbers like this, right? Oh, Denmark, even Denmark's below us, boy. But I wonder how much of a lockdown. Anyway, yep. But Sweden and everything, yeah, they're so bad, right? Wow. Again, official. Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. These numbers come from the Johns Hopkins University. Okay. But so I did this here because I was kind of curious. I'm like, well, what's the population of Sweden? I said this already, and we looked here. So what I did is I thought, do we need to look at that? And I'm like, yes, we need to look at this. So here we go. What's the population of Sweden here? We're going to the source of all truth, Google, right? And so anyway, the population of Sweden we see is 10.23 million. That's this one up here, right? The population of Denmark, remember all the way at the bottom. Okay, it's funny. Denmark has half the people, and they've got more than half less. They're way less than whatever Sweden has. Norway, just to let you people know how small these countries are. Denmark has 5.8 million. Norway has 5.3 million people. I'll have a friend in America listen to this, and I want to say this for my friend in America. Oofda, right? Okay, 5.3 million people. Basically, the two largest cities in Germany have a population almost the same as Denmark and Norway. Mm-hmm. Right. So there we go. Now, I want to just notice something here, and we are going to I want to show you something about Google here, because you know what? We're hearing about all this racism and systematic racism and critical race theory, and I'll try to show it over here too. But then all of a sudden, I started seeing the questions that were on Google here that were at. It says people also ask. Well, so anyway, the first question on here too is, what's the black population of Sweden? Is that racist, Google? Oh, it's the people asking. So what people are asking about, what's the black population of Sweden? How about we just take a peek here? I'm curious, right? Oh, okay. The black population in Sweden is 110,000 people. Mm-hmm. It's funny. They actually give a number here. Right. Of these, there are 110,000 citizens of African nations residing in Sweden. Of these immigrants, the largest groups were born in Somalia, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Morocco, Egypt, Gambia, and Nigeria. Okay. So here's the thing too. Over here in Europe, there's some, but we're not as quite wrapped up in all that, the race stuff and whatever, right? Okay, but there's 110,000 people, they say, in Sweden, right? Really? I mean, what if I would type in, what's the white population of Sweden? And you know what? They'd be all over me for that one there too. So Google, I'm asking you right now, I'm calling you out. Isn't this racist? Okay, now I want to show something here too, but for all of our listeners in the UK, and for anybody that might have Swedish ancestry out there listening or speaking right now, look at this here too. Is Sweden bigger than the United Kingdom? Okay, now I'm going to say it this way. Let's just skip down. Whoops, it's down here. Let me go down here a little bit. Maybe that says it better, but I'll read it. It says, Sweden is 85% larger than the United Kingdom. You get that? So Sweden is 85% larger than the United Kingdom. Meanwhile, the population of the United Kingdom is 66 million people. 56 million fewer people live in Sweden than the United Kingdom. Okay, can we point something out here? Let me see. There's a map up here I'm going to try to point you guys to, right? Am I going to get it? Okay, I don't know if you can see it. This little green dot here is England with 66 million. This long thing up here, right? Sweden? Yeah, 10 million. Yeah, Sweden needs babies. We're going to talk about that here too. Okay. There you go. There's Sweden. Big old. Oh, here. Here's the United Kingdom right here. Let me see if I can get this all on the map with the thing here, okay? This big thing up here is Sweden, 10 million people. That green dot right there in the Atlantic Ocean, that's the United Kingdom, 66 million people. Wow. Okay. Now, I want to point this out for a reason, okay? Because I want you to notice this and go, why is this on Google? Here's the next one. Is Sweden bigger than the UK? Okay. The very next question, is Sweden overpopulated? Is Sweden overpopulated? They're 85 times bigger than the United Kingdom. They have 10 million people in that huge country. Norway has half the people of Sweden. You get that? That Norway's like the upper part up there or whatever. Why would you be asking if Sweden's overpopulated? Boy, that gets that in my... I'm worried now. I'm worried there's too many Swedes. Now, so we got the race thing going on. We got the population control thing going on. People are weird. Now, where were we at here? Ah, yes, because this brings me even far further on here, and I really want to show something with Germany, right? With Germany here too. All the church members here in Germany, I'm going to give them this to listen to during the weekend because I have some shocking numbers I need to share with you. There's a little thing down here too called population in other places or population elsewhere. Now, you can't see it right now. Oh, here we go. Population elsewhere. And notice how all the lines are just going smoothly up. Can you look at the German line real quick? That's what caught my attention today. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video today. Because sometimes things pop out. You see that line in Germany right there? That encouraged me. I mean, all these lines are pretty much straight. Let's go up a little bit here now, right? Here's Sweden line. Notice that Sweden line and Norway, Norway and Denmark, they are paying people to have babies. I'm not joking. If you want to get rich, move to Norway, have 5 kids. But anyway, and I'm not joking. But anyway, here we go. So now notice those lines. We see that blue Sweden line up there. They're all kind of curving, kind of going up and whatever. So now let's let Mr. Curious Elvis here. Hold on. We're going to go on, and this gets me here too. I go, oh, population elsewhere. And I looked at German population, right? Look at this. Now, does anybody notice anything strange here? And I'll lift this up a little bit so it can come. The German population, 83.02 million. I've seen the number closer between 85 and 86, which I believe, but this is Google, and we're going to pretend that everything they tell us today is true, okay? But you notice here's the population of Turkey. That's a line going here too, and all of a sudden, bloop, there was a big drop down, and then it kept going back on. Here's the population of France. France has 67 million people. Here's the population of France, just kind of going like that. Okay, I wonder if that's true with all the stuff, but all of a sudden right here, remember, companies hired me and paid me big money to come look at stuff like this. Okay, I did this. Okay, and it's like, what's going on here? Here we are at 60 million, and suddenly, whoop, Germany goes to 80 million. Does anybody want to research that with me? Okay, let's go. I looked at this here too. So in 1990, let's go, and we can even put our little thing on the dot here. At the bottom of that curve there, it says in 1990 that Germany had 62.68 million people. I hope it's not. Come on. Let me try to, maybe the camera a little bit like, there you go. Okay, here we go. I get picky about that. Now notice this here too, folks, okay? Germany had 62.68 million people, okay, in 1990. Now let's go to the top of that little thing there. We're now in 1991, so we have this is in 1 year, their population increased to 79.75 million. Right? There you go. You know what? That might be an answer. That might be an answer. Hey, that's great. Who was that? Chaz? You know what? I just thought that might be an answer there. I found some other stuff too. Maybe that's when East Germany came in. So you know what? We're going to let's do a quick search here too. Let's go. Let's go here, and we're going to type in population of East Germany. But I thought that was like around 1989 with Germans, that Germany. Population East Germany. Look at that. That could explain. Well, that's 216, 213. That could be interesting. How about population East Germany 1990? Let's try that there too. 1990. Wow. You're going to get a Mr. Bell on this one here too. Um, During the German partition, the population of the West grew from 51 to 62, whereas the population of East Germany declined from 18 to 16 during this time. Okay, so there we see that. Okay, I didn't look there. The reason why I didn't look there is because we had other events happening. So, but one of the things I said too, I said, wow, there was a time where there were a lot of people, but that was 89. Somebody from Germany helped me. Right? There we go. Yeah, Mr. Bell. That's a Mr. Bell thing. You're awesome. There you go. So there you go. Okay, so they just lumped it all together. See how they did that there? I was wondering. Okay. So anyway, so I was wondering about very good. Maybe that's it. Okay, so 17.07 million people in 1 year all of a sudden on your country. And a lot of the West Germans right now are groaning because back at that time too, everybody had to pay a tax to make up for the money on that too. But there's other things going on. Now, when we came here, a thing happened in Germany. When we go to this point right here, in 2009, we say 2010, Germany had 81, almost 82 million people, and then it sinks. Look at that. It sank by 2 million people. What was that? Did East Germany go away? What was that one? Okay. So it sank. The population of Germany sank by 2 million people. I don't know what they did. I'll say it this way. They sent a lot of people from Afghanistan back home, maybe took away their passports. But what happened then is now we start seeing all the immigration that's come in here too. And now they say 83, but there's 85 to 86 basically. And what happened? And a lot of that came from a lot of the open borders and immigration that we had. So who was that again? Was that Chaz? Yeah. Chaz, great job. I didn't even think East Germany. I promise you, a lot of West Germans didn't think about East Germany either. Those stinkers, they did that. Okay. How hilarious. From 60 to 80. Well, that's how you do it. And then at this time, what they're saying here is Deutschland braucht babies. So what do we do? And look at our population. The German population actually dipped. Between those 2 years, we lost almost 2 million people. 2.6 million people in a year. What happened that year? Anyone? Chaz, what went on? Let's see. Okay, thank you, Biker Girl. 89, the wall came down, but 90, whatever, the reunion of the way. Okay, so good. So all of a sudden we had 17 million more Germans under the German system, and then they had a thing called a reunification tax, which they just canceled a while ago, where everybody in the West got taxed to bring the East back up. And I don't know how much of a job they did on bringing the East back. I last September I drove across the country, and anyway. Well, thank you very much. That was good. I was like, what's this here too? Okay. Anyway. And so anyway, what I was going to say here on the type of that curve, hey, people in America, when's the last time we've seen a curve like that? I think it was during the Donald Trump election, and this is like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning with all the Biden votes went like that just instantly. Anyway, the thing is, it's sad, but it's true. There you go. Yeah, but what they had here too is like, wow, a 17 million population jump. But I want to show something here too, right? I want to look at this here too, and that's really kind of that's just kind of shocking, whatever. But also with what what they're doing and coming in, and this is where I'm like, I don't know if Google is completely true, right, on this, because yeah, how do we lose 2.6 million people here, and then it's coming back in, and what you see are a lot of the migration policies. The population dipped right there, and they basically kicked the door open to everybody over here. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Oh, in America. But I want to look at this here too. Let's go back to Google, right? Okay. Let's go back to Google. What did I see? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Is Germany overpopulated? So here's our population control question again, right? Germany's population continues to grow, but at a slower rate than at any time since 2012. So it's slowing down, right? It's now the numbers were as of January 2020, we have 200,000 more people than we did the year before. And okay, so that means that, for the people that passed on and the people that were born or came into this country or were made German citizens again, we're 200,000 more. Interesting news thing there too. German population hits all-time high, but growth is slowing. Actually, people, that's the truth. All across the world, population growths are slowing. Now we come down to this next one here too, and this is where I want. It says, "What percent of Germany is black?" Isn't that racist, Google? Isn't that racist? I mean, what percentage of Wakanda is black, right? We'll check out Wakanda here in a second, right? What percent of Germany is black? Okay. Oh, a United Nations team. This is funny. A UN team that recently examined racism in Germany estimated there to be as many as 1 million people with African roots. In Germany, more than 1% of the population. Okay, really? And I want you to notice this too, because in the United States, folks, this is the same thing that the United Nations is putting on the United States, a United Nations team examining racism in Germany. Really? So let's look at this here too. I'm like, really, Google? You get to ask this? Now, any other website has something like this on it, and they're banned. They're called racist. Okay. Here you go. Look at this here too now. Here we go, Germans. What percentage of Germany is German? How much? Here you go, people. How much? What percentage of Germany is German? Okay, let's do this one. Germany is 87.2% German. That number used to be 90 something, whatever, close up there. It used to be, they used to say 99% German, 1% Turkish or Muslim. Now we have Germany is 87% German. Oh, so look at that with all the people that bring it. Now it's 1.8% Turkish, 1% Polish, and 1% Syrian. I wish I had. Can you read that there? 1% Syrian. Here, I'll show you where it's at on the screen. Yeah, there it is. It's right here. Okay. 1% Syrian. Where was my math on that? What did I do? Did I have that there? What's 1%? Did I do it? Okay. Anyway, figure out what 1% is, right? I think it's like 830,000 based on their numbers. Syrian, 830,000 Syrians. This is one thing I wanted to do. We'll come back. What's the population of Syria anyway? And just in Germany, there's 830,000, right? By the way, Syrian food is awesome. Syria population, 17 million people. Now look at this here too. Look at the. Did anybody see this dip? Anything happen here? Hey, can anybody tell me why we had this dip right here in population in Syria? Anybody? Chaz, you still with me there, bro? Okay. Syria got all the way up to 21 million people. Okay. 21 million Syrians here. And look what they're doing to the nation of Syria. It is down to 17 million. It's down to 17 million. Wow. 17 and 21 is 4, right? Is that 4? Yeah. 4 million people just disappeared from Syria. Alien abduction? Was it aliens? Did they go through a portal? Yeah, they went through a portal. The portal was called Italy or something. Okay, so here we go. Let me look here. Okay. No, they all did it. Wow. So they're saying only 4 million people came out of whatever, and roughly 1 million of those ended up in Germany. Is Germany overpopulated? What percent of Germany is black? Give me a break. Right? Okay, this is really good. I just want to show, but yeah, Syrian. So 830,000. Wow, 1% of our population here in Germany is Syrian. Wow. Okay. Now let's look on here, people. I want to show this little part here too. Yes, Francesca. It was the war. It was the war and the wholesale shipping of people out of the Middle East from everywhere. Okay. Because there's money in it, a lot of money. What's the population? Do they show the whole thing here too? The population breakdowns or just the population? 84 million. Okay. They say. Is Germany safe? I want to let you know how dangerous, how dangerous this is here in Germany. Is Germany safe? So we're going to click on it here. I read the answer. You're going to laugh. Oh, no. Germany is ranked 16 out of 163 countries when it comes to safety. Okay. No, I'm looking for something else. Okay. What does black German mean? Isn't that racist, Google? Right? Isn't that racist? What does black German mean? Right. Okay. Black Afro-Germans, Afrodeutsche, or Black Germans, German, Schwarzedeutsche, are people who are citizens and or residents of Germany who are of sub-Saharan African descent. Do you understand what that means, people? Sub-Saharan African descent. Let me do this. Let's go. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go back. We're going to look at the map of Africa. Map of Africa. Here we go. What's the map I'm looking for? This one. Now, this is going to get really bad, people. And it's kind of a thing here, too. We're over here. Can I go here? Can we look at this one? Big one. And it says, notice they said, oh, yes, thank you so very much. This is going to be really bad. Sub-Saharan Africa, the black people. You know why? Okay, whoa, let me go back. Get the camera for you people. Okay, here we go. Right, because anybody can see here that everything above this line is white, right? And you know there are people counting that or saying it, right? Sub-Saharan Africa. Now, this is the Sahara, right? Okay. So to be counted as a black person, you have to come from this line on down, because up there it's light and here it's dark, right? What about Sudan? There's no black people in Sudan, Chad, Niger, Mali, Mauritania. Anyway, to be counted as a black German, you have to come from below that line, bottom of the Sahara. Incredible. So anyway, that's how they do that there. And notice how they count it. The other reason is that this Sahara part and a lot of these parts up here are Muslim or under Islam. But there we go. Now, I'm just saying this here too, but I'm just like, really, Google, you get to ask who's black, what's the race stuff here? What does black German mean? At this time, especially Google, especially since Google is the one censoring people on their platforms for even doing that. So Google, right? So you can run around and just call people racist and everything else like that, and call them anti-vaxxers and racist and everything else like that. But you get to put garbage up like this. I almost said the C word, right? How religious is Germany? This ought to be a joke. Are you ready for that one, folks? Let's look at this. Right? Oh, look at this. Look at that. Listen to this. What is the main religion of Germany? The main religion of Germany is Christianity, with around 2/3 of the population identifying as Christian. It's lower. The number that actively practices Christianity in the form of actually going to church, however, is significantly lower. Yes. By the way, real number, East Germany is less religious than North Korea. No joke. Here we go. What's banned in Germany? Would you look at this? We're going to get to know Germany a little bit. I promise to that. What's banned in Germany, right? Was ist verboten? Okay. National Socialism. Isn't that funny? National Socialism. Socialism as a nationalistic policy is banned completely in Germany as anti-constitutional. It is illegal to found or belong to a National Socialist Party. Well, they changed the word to Nazi, so you wouldn't have to say socialist. To a Nazi party. Any party considered to be a National Socialist can be banned. Wow. Okay. So there you go. Now that you know that's forbidden, National Socialism is forbidden. But they're trying to give America lots of National Socialism. Oh, what is the most dangerous city in Germany? Anybody want to guess really quick? It's Berlin. Berlin. Okay. There we go. And there we go. Let's see. What is Black Dutch? Jeez. Okay, well, I just want to say here, can you own an AR-15 in Germany? You can't, but we'll skip that ad. Okay, now watch this. Why do Germans stare? You know, the German stare here. Why do Germans stare? People stare at you all the time. Why do Germans stare? People, they're like, get over it. People stare at you all the time. Let's just see. I want to see if there was anything else. There you go. Oh, what are the most common crimes in Germany? Don't you want to know that? Here you go. What are the most common crimes in Germany? We're getting to know Germany. Ready? Get ready. Among the criminal offenses recorded by the German police, the most common types were theft, street crime, and fraud. Theft includes shoplifting, right? While street crime means, okay. Oh, they say vandalism or mugging. There was another one on here where they say, well, the crimes or whatever, right? It's pickpocketing and getting your bicycle stolen are the most reported crimes in Germany. So don't bring your bicycle if you come visit us. Mhm. So anyway, okay. Well, there's a lot of stuff there, folks. I want to stop this now. Thanks for listening to us today. Thank you for me going on this here too. Here you go. Let's go to the new start site here where we're at. There we go. Wow. They're reporting the news there in Israel that's going on with all the rockets and everything. Wow. And yeah, lots of crazy stuff going on in Israel. We bind up all spirits of war there, spirits of lying and everything. Here you go. This one here is, hey, here you go. Here's where you can do some vacation now in Germany, they say. My Lord, where is it? Let me see. Well, now they're advertising more and more. Look at this here too. 13,000 people have 13,000 people that have been completely immunized. They now have corona. I promise you that number is bigger. Who are these people? Verschollene Tingelmannschaft for total clay. Okay, this is all stuff that we are not really interested here too. Okay. So anybody, hey, thank you for listening today. Thank you for letting me just go over that here too. Let's see. Anti-Israel propaganda of the promise. Oh, okay. And we're just going to get away from that. Don't hate Israel, people. Don't make Israel an idol. Okay, everybody, thank you for letting me share that there so I didn't have to flood my friends with 3,400 texts and videos today. But I wanted to share this. Folks, I'd like to encourage you people to. Hey, when I get this up and when it's finally up and everything, please go ahead and share this with other friends of yours to show them. Number one, yes, the coronavirus cases are crashing. I've been saying this for a long time. This is why they're trying to pump the immunization and everything. It's big pharma. They quickly want to get everybody immunized, and then everybody's going to realize, wow, nobody had this in the first place. If you've already had the coronavirus, if you have the antibodies, I encourage you to look at the studies that show that the people that have the most problems with the shots, with their immunization, right, are the people who already have antibodies or who have already had a touch of the coronavirus. Can I encourage you to look at that, okay? Before you go do that, I beg you to look at that, people. Okay, so anyway, so praise the Lord. I pray over all of you. Boy, may your minds be protected in the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Right? Remember, no one gets to the Father but by him. Jesus loves you. Jesus is watching. He hears. He understands, right? And he wants to come into your life and work miracles and help you get through life. If you're tired of going through life by yourself, link up with Jesus. He's got a lot of good plans and a lot of good help out there. So thank you very much, people. Thanks for wow, checking in today. This is really great. I was just going to show a live one. We had a lot of people stop on by, check it out. So thank you very much, folks. This was a surprise broadcast. I wanted to have this just up on my channel. I was very happy to have all of you stop by and visit and look and contribute. Thank you, Chaz. I was wondering, I'm like, how did Germany get 17 million people so quick? And I was having lunch and everything. And boy, my mind was in a complete different part of the universe. He's like, East Germany? It's like, oh God, yeah, okay. There you go. Remember, I did this for a living. Yeah, okay. Okay, people. God bless you all. We love you. We want to share the truth with you. Find out, hey, if there is vacation, if there's not vacation, and keep your eyes open for the restrictions, because especially for all of our German listeners, a lot of the restrictions should be lifting really soon because we're dropping below the numbers. I also want to say this to the Germans. I believe our current lockdown or our current program ends the 18th of May. So I'm interested what they're going to come up with new between now and the 18th of May. God bless you all. Have an awesome weekend. And we're going to see you all again on Sunday. Okay. So praise the Lord. We're going to end it here and have a great Friday.